Have you ever practiced asking for a raise in your head, then immediately pictured your manager going cold, your reputation taking a hit, and your job suddenly feeling weird because you ask to be paid fairly? That fear stops a lot of smart, high-performing people from speaking up. Not because they do not deserve more, because they're afraid one wrong sentence will make them look difficult, greedy, or disloyal. Meanwhile, they keep delivering, keep stretching, and keep getting underpaid. Hi, I am Michael Akbar with Yes Career Coaching. In this video, you will learn how to negotiate a raise in salary in a way that is calm, strategic, and professional, so you can make a strong case without risking your job or damaging your reputation. And if you want extra help preparing your raise strategy, clarifying your market value, or deciding whether your best move is internal negotiation or a smarter external opportunity, schedule a consultation with Yes Career Coaching through the link in the description. Now let's get into it. The first shift is this: do not frame the conversation as I need more money. Frame it as, is my compensation aligned with the value, scope, the market reality of the role I'm actually performing? That is a much stronger conversation. One sounds personal. The other sounds businesslike. One sounds reactive. The other sounds credible. And credibility is what protects you. The next piece is timing. If you ask at the wrong moment, even a good case can land badly. You want to ask when your manager has the ability to say yes, or at least the ability to advocate for you. That usually means after a visible win, after your scope has clearly expanded, during a review cycle, or before compensation decisions are locked. If you just let a strong project, fixed a painful problem, retained a difficult client, stepped into higher level work, or became the unofficial go-to person, that is useful momentum. Use it. On the other hand, if the company is freezing budgets, cutting costs, or your manager looks like they are one email away from a nervous breakdown, wait. Timing does not replace value, but it does affect how your value is received. Now, let's talk about preparation, because this is where most people either become persuasive or stay emotional. If you walk into this conversation with nothing more than a feeling that you work hard, you're not ready. Hard work matters, but hard work alone is not a race strategy. You need proof. Build what I would call an evidence file. Nothing dramatic, no leather binder and no orchestral soundtrack. Just a clean summary of your case. Start with measurable impact. What have you improved, accelerated, protected, reduced, or grown? Think revenue influence, cost reduced, time saved, client retention, risk lowered, process improvement, customer satisfaction, or cycle time. Then document how your scope has grown. Are you taking on more responsibility that used to belong to someone more senior? Are you mentoring others, handling bigger decisions, solving more complex problems, or operating beyond your original description? That matters. Also, collect credibility signals, positive feedback from stakeholders, thank you emails, performance notes, recognition from leadership, anything that reinforces that your contribution is visible and valued. Then benchmark the market. Use reputable data from salary surveys, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, or other industry sources. You're not looking for fantasy. You're looking for a reasonable, defensible range that gives your ask a rational anchor. Then condense everything into a one-page summary or a short talking outline. What role you were hired to do, what changed, what results you produced, what the market suggests, what you're asking for, what value you plan to continue creating. That is your case. Now, let's talk about the conversation itself. The goal is not to sound emotional, apologetic, or aggressive. The goal is to sound clear, composed, and serious. A strong opener could be, I would like to talk about my compensation in the context of my contributions and the scope of role I am performing. I have enjoyed the work and want to keep growing here. And I would like to review whether my current pay reflects the value and the responsibilities involved. That works because it is mature. It shows commitment. It avoids drama. Then use a clean structure. First, commitment. Second, evidence. Third, request. For example, I value the team and I want to keep building here. Over the last 9 months, I've taken on A, B, and C, and the results have included X, Y, and Z. Based on that expanded scope and what I'm seeing in the market, I would like to discuss adjusting my compensation to a specific number or range. Notice what is not in that script. No venting, no vague talk about working really hard, no hint that you might disappear in the middle of the night, just facts, value, and a clear request. That is what lowers risk. Here's another move that helps a lot. Ask calibration questions. These questions shift the conversation from emotion to process and often tell you more than the first answer itself. Ask things like, how do compensation adjustments usually work here? What would you need to see to support an increase at this level? Does the current scope of my role align with how this position is compensated internally? If an adjustment were possible, what would the path typically look like? Those are strong questions because they help you understand the system, not just the mood in the room. Now let's cover mistakes because these can quickly weaken even a good case. First, do not make it personal. Your rent is higher, life is expensive, everything costs more. True, also irrelevant to the business case. Your strongest argument is the value you create. Second, do not be vague. I work hard is not evidence. I improved turnaround time by 18% is evidence. Third, do not bluff, threaten, or hint that you might leave unless you are fully prepared to actually follow through. Pressure tactics damage trust fast. Fourth, do not talk too much. Nervous people overshare. Strong people get to the point. Be crisp, be specific. Let the facts do some of the heavy lifting. Now, here's the part many people handle badly. What if the answer is no or not yet? First, do not panic. A no does not automatically mean your case was weak. Sometimes the issue is budget. Sometimes it is timing. Sometimes it is internal equity. And sometimes, frankly, the company is perfectly happy getting the next level contribution at the current level pricing for as long as you tolerate it. Not fun, but very real. So if the answer is no or not yet, your next move is clarity. Ask this: I understand. What specific milestone outcomes or specific scope would justify an increase? And when would be an appropriate time to revisit this conversation? That question is powerful because it forces precision. It turns a vague no into a roadmap, or it reveals there may not actually be a roadmap at all. And that is useful information. You can also explore alternatives if base pay is constrained. Title alignment, bonus eligibility, expanded ownership, professional development support, flexibility, extra PTO. Are those the same as cash? No, let's not start clapping for a pizza party. But in some cases, they can still improve your position while you think strategically about your next move. And if the company is not willing to pay market or recognize the level at which you are performing, stay professional. Keep performing well. Keep your options private and start exploring strategically, not emotionally. Because one of the most important truths in salary growth is this: sometimes your biggest raise comes from the market, not from internal approval. So let's bring this together. If you want to know how to negotiate a raise in salary without risking your job, Do not try to be forceful. Be credible. Pick your timing carefully. Build an evidence file. Frame the conversation around alignment, not need. Use a clear ask. Ask smart process questions. And if the answer is no, lead with milestones and a timeline rather than vague conversations. That is how you protect your reputation while still advocating for yourself. And if you want help building the right compensation case, benchmarking your market value, or deciding whether your best move is internal negotiation or an external lead, Yes Career Coaching can help. Schedule a consultation through the link in the description, and we'll help you make this move with more clarity, more confidence, and a much stronger strategy. And if this video helped you, subscribe for more practical guidance on salary growth, career advancement, and high-stake career conversations. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.